Okay, where's our canoe man?
There he is.
Do I get to sit?
Sure,
You're welcome to. Do whatever you like.
Bill's got warmed up for you.
Yeah.
I appreciate the opportunity to discuss our proposal with you some weeks ago, and I have since talked with Mr. Peterson a couple of times, and I submitted a memorandum on November the 5th. I hope that it outlines for you the plan that we have in mind. I would welcome the opportunity to attempt to answer questions you might have.
You're on a roll.
Would you just do rentals, or would you do some programs? Or-
I have a hearing problem. Can I ask you to speak up?
Sure, like, is it just going to be rentals, or would you do programs, you know, educating people on canoeing, or whatever it is, these other programs that you do? I'm just curious what you planned on for here.
Well, we will have programs for the kids that we work with on the lake, and they could occur about any time that they would be scheduled. We would anticipate giving some basic lessons in canoeing and so forth. If somebody came along and didn't understand, we like to teach them a little bit about it and then let them have the experience of canoeing themselves.
About the rentals, then you talked about having a trailer of canoes down there, and the question arose whether it would be kind of staffed down there part of the time, or is it just call a cell phone number and you'd come take care of them?
Well, we would anticipate having a person on hand down there. If the interest justifies it, we would either way have a sign on the vehicle that would call attention to the rental equipment and give a telephone number if we were not present to deal with the person as they come along. We have two canoes each carrying, or two trailers each carrying 8 canoes, and they're designed so that they can be hooked one on the tail of the other one, and so with the vehicle you can easily pull all the canoes together at one time. And probably what we would do is have them hooked together, take them down there, and take the canoes off as they were rented, and then we'd put them back on, and then we would bring the canoes away in the evening when it's time to close up. We don't have any way of knowing what the volume of canoe rental might be. We will do our best to do a good job and look after anybody who wants to rent the canoes to us. We would also anticipate some advertising that would call attention to the fact that the canoes were available, and we would try to encourage group use of the canoes as well as individuals.
Had you thought about a specific location down within the parking lot, or does the council have a specific place that you would prefer the canoes be located?
What we would like to have is some place that would be close to the water, so we don't have to carry the canoes very far. And also we would like some place where we could make a circle when we drive into the parking lot, so that we don't have to back up the canoes, because backing one trailer is not too bad, but backing 2 trailers gets to be complicated. And so I thought, I've driven by the area down there a few times, and I think we would probably like to to have a place fairly close to the water. We would not anticipate impeding other people coming in and putting their boats in the water and taking them out. The canoes are not that hard to carry, but it's nicer if they're a little closer instead of so far away. I think we could probably come to an agreement on whatever space you'd like to have us use, and we would be happy with that.
What's between the golf course and the dock?
There are almost no space.
There's no space
Yeah,
there. I didn't think there
The
was.
boat ramp abuts right up.
So it needs to be on the other side of the boat ramp
Yeah,
somehow.
and actually, you know, that boat ramp parking lot can get really congested at times. And, you know, I do see this off to a side somewhere, and to be close to the lake, what I'm really more envisioning is down by the pump house and the men's club bathroom, that area.
There won't be much room on the weekends to park down there, because it'll be a mess.
Well, I might be able to, like say, swing around the outside.
When do you plan on starting to do this?
Sir,
When do you get, what month you gonna start, May?
as soon as the weather is warm enough so that people will want to canoe. Generally, when people want to canoe, they also expect to get wet. So we kind of expect them to want to go canoeing after the weather changes and it gets warm enough. I don't know a specific time on the calendar. I think we would probably have to play that by ear.
Scott, has anybody, when we come to an argument of how much insurance we're going to require then, or, I see Gary didn't make any recommendation?
No, he didn't really make any recommendation, but we've done various levels of insurance for different contractors and whatnot, but the minimum on that, you know, always seems to be $100,000, you know, and I certainly would anticipate that minimum ought to be $100,000 or more.
See going forward with this, and
We've discussed the insurance. I'm not sure what, I don't know that you knew what the limits were.
We do carry an insurance policy that is in effect when the season comes on for us to use the canoes. It's fairly extensive, so we don't run it year-round, but I believe it's $1 million as the figure that comes to my mind.
Were you thinking of just the weekends or the weekdays, or what were you thinking?
It would be, I suppose, available 7 days a week. I might add that we have brought our canoes into that parking lot and have used that. We've conducted some classes out there a few years ago, just as canoeists, not as a business operation. We brought some kids from Sac City down and had some canoeing there, and it's very convenient for us.
Mm-hmm.